Do you see an increase in immigration right after marriage or before that?
साल 1.5 साल के बाद मे बी जब उनको फ्लेवर मिल जाता है ना सास वाला सो दैट्स प्रोबब्ली व्हेन दे डिफाइन कि यार अब निकलना है Yeah.
Flavor मिल जाता है. Hi, today we are in conversation with Ali Shahab. He is a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. He's been doing this for half a decade. And today we will be talking about everything related to immigration and travel. Ali, how are you?
I'm good, Sana. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes.
Ali, could you please start with telling us what does a regulated, licensed immigration consultant do?
All right. Basically, a regulated Canadian immigration consultant is authorized by the Government of Canada and the CICC to solicit advice on all Canadian immigration matters. फ़र्क क्या होता है कि we have to go through a rigorous course. 1 साल का कोर्स होता है, उसके बाद we have to go through the licensing process. Once the licensing process is done, फिर security clearances. Once security clearances are done, उसके बाद we get the license to practice.
Okay.
And we are well versed with all forms of like जो भी Canadian immigration has to offer. We have to upgrade ourselves every year. We have to do CPDRs. So there's a lot of legwork to it in order to maintain a license.
Okay.
As compared to an agent. Agent who doesn't do anything. He is just someone जिसने अपनी दुकान खोली है और वो बैठ गया.
So you were saying that there are agents who are not licensed consultants?
95% of them.
That's a big number.
Yes. क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में होता क्या है कि मतलब nobody goes out. For example, in order to be an RCIC, you need to be either a PR or a citizen.
Okay.
Which almost all the Pakistanis are not.
Yeah.
वो लोग करते हैं basically अपनी दुकान खोलते हैं, बैठते हैं, they learn, they practice on people, they learn from there, and then they start implementing it. At times, yes, they do it. Most of the times, they can't, and then it goes south for the client.
Okay, but फाइल करने के लिए उनको at the end of the day RCIC के पास आना पड़ता है या वो खुद ही से फाइल कर सकते हैं?
They have both options. Basically, IRCC says that you can file on your own, or you can use a representative. So we are the representatives. And if you want to do it on your own, you can do it on your own.
Okay.
Basically, there are few applications which are DIY, few applications where you actually need a representative. So that's the difference.
DIY कौन सी है?
DIY, for example, if it's FSW, Federal Skilled Worker, typical profile is 27-28 साल का लड़का लड़की, masters किया हुआ है, fluent in IELTS, have like 3 years of experience. And if they have time on them, they can do the application by themselves. I'll be honest. उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा rocket science नहीं होती है. But why you need a representative even in those cases? क्योंकि obviously you're busy with your life. You may miss a deadline. You may miss a document. And again, PR is something which is your life-changing decision. आपकी ज़िंदगी का direction change हो रहा होता है. So थोड़ा सा just a little careful there. Go for a representative. They'll put everything for you. It's their job, day in day out. So they know how to do it, when to do it, कब क्या submit कराना है, what not to miss, what not to add. That's the difference. But again, if you are careful, FSW wali, express entry wali, you can do by yourself.
Okay, so just the federal skilled worker while we can do ourselves. For the rest of them, you recommend?
A representative, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. What is the most common misconception that Pakistani people have about immigration?
The most common misconception I would say is PR तो बहुत आसान हो जाती है. All you need to submit your documents और आपकी PR हो जाएगी. Basically, this again is constructed by agents. कि PR तो कोई मसला ही नहीं है. आप हमें थोड़े से पैसे दें, हम आपकी PR करा देंगे. Mostly क्या होता है कि मतलब if you talk about Canada में it's a point based system. If you have enough points, if you're in the right slot, right place, right time, easy है, doable है. But if you miss, for example, if you're 29, it's doable. If you're 30, it's not. In most cases, you start losing points. Agents don't tell you that. उनका ये होता है कि बस आओ और हो जाएगा. PR आसान है, PR तो हो ही जाती है. तो ये एक मेजर मिसकंसेप्शन है. हो जाती है, but you need to work around how to increase your points and everything.
Okay. Do you see an increase in immigration right after marriage or before that?
Basically, if you talk about marriage, शादी के बाद मेरे पास लोग आते हैं और typically 2 stages मैंने देखी हैं. Either it's before marriage, जब उनकी engagement वगैरह हुई होती है या निकाह हुआ होता है, तब मेरे पास आते हैं कि we are getting married in like 6 months, हम क्या करें? Or they usually come साल 1.5 साल के बाद. Maybe जब उनको फ्लेवर मिल जाता है ना सास वाला, so that's probably when they decide कि यार अब निकलना है.
सास वाला फ्लेवर मिल जाता है.
तो वो मेरे पास ये है. मैंने बहुत कम लोग देखे होंगे तो शादी के बाद फौरन मेरे पास आ गए. वो साल 1.5 साल की या तो बाद आते हैं या फिर they just come before like the wedding day. कि हम अब हमें क्या करना चाहिए.
Yeah.
So that's there.
Well, the sauce flavor makes a
Yes,
difference.
sauce flavor adds to it.
Adds an urgency to
Yes.
it.
कि हमें बस निकालो यहाँ से, हमें बाहर निकालो.
That's funny. As wedding photographers, you don't think about it like that because हमारा ताल्लुक उनसे शादी के बाद necessarily खत्म
I
हो
see a lot of them. Yeah. कि हमें किसी भी तरह करके यहाँ से बाहर निकालो.
Yeah.
हम नहीं रह सकते.
Makes a lot of sense. So if you're a Pakistani newly married couple at this point in time, what are the most realistic destinations that you can aim for right now?
For PR? See, for PR, if you look in the last 1 year, Canada, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, some European countries, सबने cut down किया on immigration. See, so you don't have many options. They have increased their points, they have stricken their rules. For example, UK की बात करते हैं तो UK में they have taken it from 5 years to 15 years. Just to like repel people कि don't apply or don't come to UK right now. तो इस तरह से थोड़ा सा cut down तो हुआ है. But again, out of all these, Canada is by far the quickest and the easiest and the cheapest.
Okay.
Why? Because, for example, again, it's a point-based system. If you are either from the healthcare industry, either you are from a teacher. For example, if you're an early years teacher or maybe a secondary school teacher, you have done your B.Ed, M.Ed किया हुआ है आपने, you have 3 years of more of experience and you're well versed in IELTS, you'll have a very good shot. And lastly, francophone. If you are a French speaker, Canada is there within a year's time.
Okay.
So ये 3 streams हैं. So if you are in or fall in either of these 3 streams, Canadian PR is the easiest and the quickest one. And if I talk about cheapest one, I said cheapest. Why? अगर हम बात करते हैं a normal PR, max to max a ballpark figure for a couple would be around 14-15 लाख रुपए. 14-15 लाख में you can get your Canadian PR. But it includes everything. It includes उनकी गवर्नमेंट फीसेस, it includes जो लोकल आइल्स की फीस है, आपकी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन फीस है, आपका प्रोफेशनल फी है, which is my fee. Whatever you ballpark figure 14-15 लाख रुपए is what you are looking at if you fall in this domain. There's 29 masters, either of the 3. It's doable. और सस्ता भी है.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 14-15 lakh rupees per person?
No, it's for the whole family.
For the whole family?
For the whole family, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm saying again I'm PR बहुत महंगी होती है क्योंकि जनरली पीपल हु डोंट क्वालिफाई, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर पोर्चुगल की देखते हैं या आप किसी साउथ अमेरिकन स्टेट की देखते हैं, वो चला जाता है 2 लाख 3 लाख डॉलर की इन्वेस्टमेंट. ऑब्वियसली न्यूली मैरिड कपल 24-25 27-28 वाला दे वोंट हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ मनी. बट एक परसेप्शन बना हुआ है कि लाइक पीआर अगर पासपोर्ट लेने सिटीजनशिप लेनी इज एक्सपेंसिव. इट्स नॉट.
I didn't know that.
काफी सस्ता काम है.
But for couples who are like in the early 20s, but you just mentioned that people who are beyond 30s, their points start getting taken off.
Yeah.
Does marriage take off your points as well?
It does and it does not.
Okay.
Why? Because the only merit, again as I said, it's a point-based system, right? उसमें आपको age के points मिलते हैं. So if you're single, you'll get 110 points. If you're married, you'll be getting 100 points.
Okay.
सिर्फ उन 10 points का difference है. But if, for example, if your spouse is again education उनकी bachelor's or master's है, they are good in IELTS, you can cover those points.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. और शादी का एक फायदा ये भी होता है कि for example, you may have people from 2 different domains. एक अगर IT में है, IT is not going. Anyone who's in IT is not going to Canada अभी, ठीक है? क्योंकि STEM के draws नहीं हो रहे. But if your spouse is a doctor or if she's a teacher, then you have the chance there. तो शादी के बाद आपकी यूजुअली चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं.
Okay. Because then you can target the same PR from like 2 different industries.
2 different angles, और जिसको पहले आपको IT आता है and then you proceed from there.
Is it easier if one spouse applies first or both?
नहीं, 7.
Okay.
7.
उसका
रीजन ये है कि मतलब all you're banking on is those 10 points. उन 10 points के लिए why would you want to separate? शादी भी हुई है. For example, if one spouse gets a PR, they have to travel to Canada. They have to wait at least 2 to 3 months for their PR cards to come. They'll come back after that. उसके बाद they'll do the spousal application. That spousal application takes approximately 6 to 8 months. And then again, you guys are going back there. Second option is if one of the spouse gets a PR, they can always apply for a spousal open work permit. But again, the processing of that work permit takes 6 to 8 months again. तो वो साल की turbulence आ जाती है in your newly married life, which I won't recommend. Do it together. मसला नहीं है.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that they can both travel together.
They can both travel together. Canada में, for example, you're settling in a new country. Hardships होती हैं. So you do it together. You learn it. Well, I did it. once I got married back in 2016, I moved to Canada in 2017. तब जो शुरू वाला था, we still remember. To the day we remember कि अच्छा उस दिन हम लोग यहाँ पे जाते थे. We did odd jobs together. We ate junk food together. हम लोगों ने साथ ट्रैवल किया, हमारे एक्सपीरियंसेस साथ वाले थे. That is something जो हुआ, वो साल एक रहता है. But we till date we still remember it. And we cherish it कि हम लोगों ने कर लिया. लोग नहीं कर पाते हैं, लोग कैसे करते हैं, but we did it and we enjoyed it. अकेले में करता बहुत मुश्किल होता, या अकेले अगर मेरी वाइफ करती तो बहुत मुश्किल होता. So it's a journey. You guys starting a new journey, do it together.
That makes sense. It will actually be more fun together.
Exactly, हाँ.
Because if you're getting married अकेले वही ख्वार होने का कोई फायदा नहीं है.
एक तो आप अकेले वहाँ पे ख्वार हो रहे होते हो, दूसरा यहाँ पे probably you are missing your spouse as well. तो वो it's a multiplying factor.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
साथ जाओ.
So when we're talking about spousal immigration, you're saying that the most sasta is Canada. Which country offers the fastest route to immigration?
In terms of a faster route, I would say Canada number 1, Australia number 2. क्यों Australia भी more or less इतना ही time लगता है. I would say around, Canada is taking around 6 to 8 months. Australia would be around 10 to 12 months. तो बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. But Australia is a little more expensive. बात देखो, if we talk about the majority. जो एप्लीकेशन कनाडा में आपके 12 से 15 लाख 14 लाख 15 लाख में हो रही है, वही एप्लीकेशन आपकी 20 से 25 लाख में हो रही होगी फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया. Apparently it's a new country. Until unless you have a family there in Australia, कि मुझे ऑस्ट्रेलिया ही जाना है, या मेरे भाई बहन वहाँ पे हैं, या मेरे दोस्त ज़्यादा वहाँ पे हैं, makes sense. But again, if you look money wise, it'll give you the same mileage.
Okay. What is the one country that people romanticize about a lot, but the reality is very different?
Oh, I will take it. इसमें अगर आप वो निकाल दो ना, इमिग्रेशन PR निकाल दो, and if you talk otherwise, because I have traveled a lot, people do romanticize Switzerland a lot. ठीक है कि वो क्योंकि they have seen it in the movies ना, कि Switzerland, शाहरुख खान, everyone there. It is good, it is beautiful, it's super expensive. It is super expensive. But I can see it goes up to 600 euros a night. And that's like आपका total budget out हो जाता है. For example, if you're going on a Euro trip, you can spend a lot on a lot of places. Switzerland क्योंकि जाना जरूर होता है. Once you go there, you bust your budget. बहुत पैसा है, very good. Limited पैसा है. Switzerland को maybe just keep a day there.
Yeah.
And बहुत ज़्यादा, honestly speaking, I've been there a couple of times. I would rate it like 7 on 10.
Okay.
There are better places in Europe than Switzerland.
By the way, did you know that there's this like Instagram thing where people talk about the Switzerland weight loss because when they went over there, they couldn't afford the food and they lost weight over the 1 week they spent over there.
Happens. That
So
actually happens.
This is an actual thing on
Yes.
Instagram, and I was laughing like anything. I was like, why are people going to Switzerland?
People don't believe it ना. उनको लगता है कि नहीं है. Everybody's going there. It's Instagrammable जगह. लेकिन again, you have to look into your budgets. Switzerland is expensive. You go anywhere. And a normal food will cost you like 15-20 euros. I would say dal chawal. Dal chawal will cost you 25 euro. Like, for example, downtown tourist area, because you're going as a tourist, right? So you'll eat in a touristy place. वहाँ पे 25 euro for a dal chawal, or maybe like 29 euros or for a shawarma, it's too much. बाहर आपको 5 का मिल जाता है. So it's not worth it.
So Switzerland is a...
नहीं, miss कर. बहुत पैसा है, go there. In limited budget, skip it. हाँ.
So to summarize this immigration talk right now, what are the top 3 countries for Pakistani couples then?
Pakistani couple, I would say keep English-speaking destinations as your target. ठीक है. उसमें सबसे पहले Canada, next comes in Australia, then comes in UK. A lot of people want to go to UK के हालात, मार्केट, न्यूज़ बहुत मज़े के नहीं है. यहाँ पे जॉब्स नहीं है, वहाँ पे आपका 5 साल से 15 साल पे चली गई है आपका सिटीजनशिप एंड एवरीथिंग. That's being said, UK still is a good destination. Why? Because it's 7 hours away from your home. हम लोग ऑस्ट्रेलिया सोच लेते हैं, हम लोग कनाडा सोच लेते हैं. Canada is 18 hours. Even though we have a direct flight, but आप travel time मिलाओगे from your home to your home there, it's minimum 20 hours. UK is 7 hours. You have a direct flight. घर पहुंच सकते हो, आप ईद पे आ सकते हो. We can come on small occasions. Canada, ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आपको 10 मरतबा सोचना पड़ता है. Number 1 is flight time. Number 2 is expensive. तो आपको $3,000 की टिकट्स मिल रही होती हैं. UK is like, अभी एक दोस्त आया मेरा बसंत पे for like 3 days. He got a ticket for like £450. It was cheap. चलो ठीक है, आ जाओ 4 दिन आओ वापस चले गए. So you miss on those events if you're not going to UK. But again, pros and cons दोनों के. UK के भी हैं, Canada के भी हैं.
I know a couple of couples who one of the spouses is working and the other one is studying. What countries legally allow that?
Okay, if you look 2 साल पहले, so a lot of countries were doing it. UK कर रहा था, Canada कर रहा था, US भी कर रहा था, US अभी भी कर रहा है. A lot of European destinations were doing it. But now we have few options. UK में भी have few options जहाँ पे a spouse can go on a study permit and a spouse can accompany. For example, if you're going for a course where this is research based. Research based course में if you go for a master's in UK, you can take your spouse along. Likewise, if you're going for a master's degree in Canada and it's in one of those profiled journal list बनाई हुई है of the courses, if you're enrolled in one of those, then you can take your spouse with you. Otherwise, you cannot. Finland is a very good place. Finland अभी भी ये कर रहा है कि you go for any master's program, you can take your whole family with you. So that is a good destination people are not talking about. उसका खर्चा भी बहुत ज़्यादा, need to be very honest. It's a little more expensive because हम जब यूरोप की बात करते हैं तो सबसे पहले आ जाता है जर्मनी, free education. Finland is not free. Finland you have to pay your fees, which is 60-70 लाख 80 लाख तक के बजट में 2 लोग, even अपने बच्चों के साथ भी, if you want, you can go there. You do your masters, spouse gets an open work permit. Once you're done, you find a job. The moment you have a job, you're on a 5-year route to your citizenship. So Finland is a very good destination where you can take your family with you. UK में, if you're going for a master's by research, you can still take your family with you, spouse with you. Canada में there are a few programs where you can take your spouse with you. But हाँ, जैसे पहले था ना कि मतलब एक जा रहा है पूरे सब साथ जा रहे हैं, वो अब नहीं है. It's not that reliable.
ठीक है. So for a couple that's just gotten married, what are the documents they should be preparing and what financial proofs are required for like different pathways, because that's a very big milestone that they need to achieve right after their marriage.
ठीक है. So as soon as they get married, 2 चीज़ें आपने करनी है. So number 1, you need to get your marriage certificate from your union council, जो कि इंग्लिश उर्दू वाला होता है. That is the most important one. उसके बाद you need to update your CNIC as well. लोग usually CNICs नहीं करवाते, अच्छा बाद में करवा लेंगे, उसमें still वालिद का नाम लिखा होता है. आप नाम ना चेंज करो, nobody is asking you to change your name, but at least get your husband's name on your CNIC and then change your passport. तो वो तीनों चीज़ें एक लाइन में आ जाती हैं. You're sorted. These are your IDs basically. So you need to update your IDs right away. Otherwise मेरे पास केसेस आते हैं कि निकाह नामा पड़ा हुआ है, मैरिज सर्टिफिकेट अच्छा उठा लेंगे क्योंकि वो ऑटोमेटिकली बन जाता है, बट दे शाई अवे फ्रॉम गोइंग टू नादरा के नादरा कौन लाइन में जाके लगेगा, कौन सी एनएसी चेंज करेगा, तो लेट इट बी, बट इवेंचुअली यू गेट स्टक देयर. तो ये 3-4 डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, गेट देम डन राइट अवे, वीक 1 गेट देम डन.
Okay.
उसके बाद यू सॉर्टेड.
And what about the financial proofs? How much are needed?
Financial proofs again depends कि आप किस destination में जा रहे हो. I can tell you about Canada. Canada में financial proof, for example, it's a family of 2. There is the thing called LICO. That's your minimum in proof of funds you need to show. If I'm not mistaken, for a couple, it is around 27,000 Canadian dollars to be maintained in your account. Again, they expect you to maintain it for 6 months. I know nobody does it. So uska bhi there's always a way around that. You can put in money through a gift deed, like father's gift deed, or maybe your in-laws give you the money. Bring it from a proper banking channel in your account. Have a gift deed ready with you, and then you're sorted. So you don't have to prove aging of the funds. कि मेरे पास 6 महीने से पड़े हुए थे, आपकी एप्लीकेशन होती है, you just put in the money, you give a gift deed or maybe a letter of support from your parents, and that will suffice. तो आपको उसको एजिंग शो नहीं करनी है. So money is not a concern, but again हाँ 27-20, I would say around 50-60 lakhs आप बोरो करके भी डाल सकते हो, आप अपने पेरेंट्स से भी बोरो कर सकते हो, ले सकते हो, अपने अकाउंट में शो कर दिया. Basically you need to show that I have funds in there.
Okay.
So that's what you need to have. हाँ.
Okay, so we went to the Union Council, done the nikah nama, got the CNIC, and then we got the passport.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, CNIC, then the passport, and then we got the gift deed.
Gift deed, yeah. If you don't have your funds in your account, then you use the gift deed.
After you just got married, not a lot of people have those funds in their account. Let's be
लगा चुके
realistic,
होते हैं.
सब लग चुका होता है. Yeah, so I think they will have to rely on the gift deeds for that. I'm sure that you've had a lot of spousal visas that they got rejected. What are the top reasons that they get rejected?
If you remember, you asked me in the शुरू में कि why do you need a representative? Which ones are DIY? The spousal application specifically is the one जहाँ पे you would be needing a representative. Why? Because there is a lot of छोटे documents, छोटे details in your application which you need to take care of. बेसिकली होता है क्या उसमें सबसे पहले यू नीड टू प्रूव योर रिलेशनशिप दैट इट्स नॉट अ मैरिज ऑफ कन्वीनियंस. ठीक है, अब हाउ डू यू प्रूव दैट? वहाँ पे उन्होंने सिर्फ एक लाइन लिखी हुई है दैट यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट इट्स अ जेन्युइन मैरिज. प्रूफ कैसे करेंगे? दैट प्रॉब्ली नॉट एवरीबडी नोज. Until unless you're doing a lot of research, आप चैट जीपीटी कर रहे हो, आप वीडियोस देख रहे हो, आप गूगल चेक कर रहे हो, you're going to the sites, you look asking people around you जिन्होंने किया हुआ है, and then you compile your application. उसमें होता है क्या, you have to put in your pictures as in शादी की pictures. You need to have, अच्छा उसमें भी एक सवाल ये भी आ जाता है कि do you need to have a proper marriage और निकाह भी चलेगा? For a marriage of convenience, निकाह छोटा फंक्शन would be देखे ठीक है, एक कमरे में बैठे, 4 लोग यहाँ से आए, हमारा निकाह हो गया, शेडी थोड़ा लगता है. सो यू नीड टू हैव अ लिटिल प्रॉपर फंक्शन वे यू हैव 25-30 लोग फ्रॉम बोथ साइड्स जहाँ पे आप उनके पिक्चर्स दिखाओगे. बेसिकली यू हैव टू शो पिक्चर्स ऑफ योर वेडिंग. मेहंदी के पिक्चर्स दिखाई, योर जॉब, अच्छी पिक्चर्स लेना. सो वंस यू हैव शादी के पिक्चर्स, मेहंदी के पिक्चर्स, वलीमा के पिक्चर्स, योर शादी के कार्ड, ये पिक्चर्स वाइज हो गया. उसके बाद यू नीड टू शो योर चैट्स before your wedding, before your nikah, and after your nikah.
Like actual WhatsApp conversations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So उसके लिए you need to curate it. For example, आप पहले से देख लो, आपको पता है कि हम लोगों ने अप्लाई करना है, so we keep a record of it. ऐसा दिखाना जो कि I can present. ठीक है. क्योंकि बस एक पता ये भी हो चुका है. He shared me everything, and I was like,
I don't want to read this.
Exactly, that was too much information for me. तो मैंने उसको ये बोला कि मतलब I'll take this out of it. तो keep it that way कि आपने दिखा दिया कि yes you guys were talking to each other before the wedding, before शादी, before निकाह. उसके बाद you went to the honeymoon, तो उसकी 1-2 pictures again. We need good pictures there.
But like proper
exactly,
pictures.
हाँ. That you went this place.
Yeah.
उसके बाद you need narrations. For example, if you have a whole wedding family picture बड़ी वाली, उसमें you need to write the names left to right, कौन बैठा हुआ है, how they are related to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you need to give in the details. उसके बाद एक उसमें एलिमेंट आता है where you have to show your friends की इंस्टा पोस्ट और सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट that they attended your wedding and kind of के मतलब they witnessed it. तो आपने वो एक एलिमेंट डालना होता है उसमें. उसके बाद
like somebody tagged your photo.
Exactly.
Okay.
और they just like congratulated you कि ये हुआ, आपकी शादी हुई, we enjoyed a lot and they shared the pictures on it. फिर आपने उसका बताना है कि how do you know the person. फिर उसमें एक सवाल आता है कि शादी हुई कैसे थी? How did you guys meet? उसमें आपने उनको एक्सप्लेन करना है कि वॉज इट लव मैरिज, वॉट इज अरेंज मैरिज. पाकिस्तान में मोस्टली अरेंज मैरिजेज होती हैं, तो उसमें आपको बताना है कि हाउ डिड यू मीट, हु इंट्रोड्यूस्ड whom. उसके बाद जब आपकी एक मतलब इंट्रोडक्शन हो गई, डिड यू गाइस मीट आफ्टर दैट, बिफोर शादी एंड आफ्टर योर एंगेजमेंट और द फर्स्ट मीटिंग, हाउ डिड यू मीट, कौन किसकी जगह पे गया. तो उसमें ये भी बताने कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अली गया उनजिला के पास या उनजिला आई अली के पास. So वो आपने डिटेल्स में उनको बतानी है.
Actually sounds like a crime report.
Yes. So they dig into it.
Yeah.
To make sure कि it's not a marriage of convenience.
Okay.
क्योंकि fraud होता है, fake marriages होती हैं, paper marriages होती हैं, तो just to like avoid it, they ask you for all these details and they do verify. तो for example अगर आपने Insta किया, don't chat GPT your Insta picture just to show के है, क्योंकि for instance there are शादीज जहाँ पे आपके शायद किसी फ्रेंड ने ना किया हो, then how do you go about it? You go for an affidavit. A friend of yours would write it on a stamp paper कि yes I attended the wedding or I was witness of it, मेरी शादी पे blah blah ये फंक्शन से ये डेट्स थी, so they have to write it. So it's not necessarily कि आपको इंस्टा ही लगाना है, आइडियल होता है, नहीं होता तो there is a way around. So there is a way around to everything. But again, जो spousal application is a little critical one, and if you miss either of the details, then your applications
Get rejected. Yeah. So I think for the spousal route, people should not be DIYing it at all. Yeah.
Seek help. It's not expensive. Seek help. एक बार तो application करनी है, just get done the right way.
Okay. Ali, we've talked a lot about people moving abroad. What if they just want to travel? What are the destinations that you would be recommending to people after they've just gotten married? So let's talk about honeymoon destinations.
Honeymoon destinations जो पाकिस्तानियों की सबसे common जगह है वो 2 हैं. Either they go to Dubai or they go to Baku.
But right now Dubai is not any issue with
that's
visas
not
right now.
there anymore. So Baku is number 1 place. Good place. It's cheap. 2.5-3 लाख रुपए में per person में आपका हो जाता है for a week, 5 days to 7 days.
Okay.
But Baku बहुत हो गया. You can always club to for example लोग बाकू जाते हैं, वहाँ से वापस आते हैं. You can always go to Georgia from there. So Georgia is beautiful. So you can club Baku in Georgia. You can club Malaysia and Singapore. That's a good destination. You can go to Turkey. अब Turkey में don't go to the main आपका Istanbul. There are a lot of places down south जहाँ पे आप जा सकते हो in Turkey which are comparatively cheaper than Istanbul. So you can explore those areas. अच्छा, if you talk about the European destinations, कि यूरोप में लोग क्या जाते हैं, तो number one is UK. अगर आप, if you can afford, if you have the visas and everything sorted, you can always travel to UK. Switzerland again.
Is a no, yeah.
क्योंकि it's more expensive. People do not go to Eastern Europe side. For example, Eastern Europe is cheap. वहाँ का visa ratio is very good. For Eastern Europe में आ जाता है mostly Prague, Vienna, Budapest, Bratislava. जो बिल्कुल राइट साइड वाली जगह आती है इसकी आपका यूरोप की. That's cheap, that's beautiful. मजे की जगह है. It's a perfect, मतलब Prague is a perfect honeymoon destination. Why? I went there.
You went to Prague?
Yes, I went to Prague. मेरा सारा ये था. 10 दिन का टूर था towards Prague, Vienna, Budapest, Bratislava. We even touched the Polish, वो पोलैंड तक पहुंच गए थे हम लोग. फिर हम लोग वहां से वापस आ गए. So basically we just got a car. और गाड़ी में बैठे 2 लोग थे, करना तो कुछ था नहीं. We just went around. We just looked around the places. मजे की जगह थी. So Eastern Europe is सस्ता. Eastern Europe is doable. People don't explore it because they try to go to fancy destinations. For example, अगर आप सिंगापुर की बात करते हो, मलेशिया की बात करते हो, the tickets and flights are going to kill you.
Yeah.
They're expensive. बाकू सस्ता है. Eastern Europe की flights सस्ती हैं. From via Dubai, via Turkey, Eastern Europe is सस्ता. Flights are सस्ती. So you can save a lot of money on your flights and you can rather spend it there. जो Far East में चला जाता है, the flights are more expensive. मजे की जगह है. But again, budget wise, if you have a lot of money, go splurge it out. Limited finances हैं, 8-10 लाख, 5 लाख, 8 लाख में करना है, you can definitely go to Baku and Georgia. You can explore Vienna, Budapest वाली side, or you can go to the southern part of the Turkey. That's good place.
Okay. Have you seen couples making any mistakes while applying for honeymoon visas?
Honeymoon visas में, for example, if you go by the destinations, दुबई जो एक एप्लीकेशन है, you are not doing it by yourself. ठीक है, वो तो आप किसी भी एजेंट को देते हो, वो करवा के देता है, या एमिरेट्स से डायरेक्ट लगवा लेते हैं. हम बाकू की बात करते हैं, अगेन ट्रैवल एजेंट कैन हैंडल इट वेरी इजीली. ठीक है, क्योंकि वो बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल नहीं होते. बेसिकली कभी आप वीज़ा अप्लाई करते हो, इट गोज डिवाइडेड इनटू 2 पार्ट्स. Either you're applying it by yourself or you're using an agent. You use agent for destinations like Turkey, Baku, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai. यहाँ पे they don't vet your documents. You just submit your अपना IDs भेज दिया, अपना passport भेज दिया, bank statement भेज दी, and you get your visas. Where you need assistance is Schengen. If you're going to the European side, you're going to the UK, obviously they're going to vet all your documents. Wow, you have to be careful. Probably if you have a lot of money, you're going to US comparatively is a very good option, by the way. क्योंकि US में क्या होता है, US में you don't have to submit anything. There are no documents in your US visa application. It's just a DS-160 form you fill online. You pay for the booking. You get your booking done, the appointment date. उसके बाद it's all there. They're gonna do a background search on you. So the day you're at the appointment, वहाँ पे if you convince them, they'll ask you why you're going to US, for example. आप बोल सकते हो, it's we're going for the honeymoon. We've always wanted to go there. Maybe we wanted to have a honeymoon. कोई भी destination का नाम दिया, कोई अच्छा itinerary बना के, you can convince the officer that you're going for the honeymoon. And US again is a cheaper destination. Why? Because there are a lot of flights going to US. तो tickets आपको सस्ती मिल जाती है. आपको 2 लाख, 2.25 लाख तक की भी टिकट मिल जाती है. Yes. Return ticket. Yes.
2.25 लाख.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
At times आपको इतने की भी मिल जाती है. There are a lot of traffic.
That's सस्ता than Thailand, by the way.
Exactly. People don't consider it क्योंकि वो US के वीजा से डर जाते हैं कि US का वीजा बहुत मुश्किल है.
Yeah, some people are just very scared of the interview, even though there's nothing scary about it.
It's maximum it's 1 minute का 60-second interview where they're going to ask you like आप क्या करने जा रहे हैं, आप पाकिस्तान में क्या करते हैं, आप वापस क्यों आएंगे, थोड़ा सा itinerary का बताओ, and they may ask you for one of the documents. For example, अच्छा बैंक स्टेटमेंट दिखा दो. बैंक स्टेटमेंट में भी they'll flip all the pages to the last one. They'll see कि हाँ आपके पास 30-40 लाख रुपए पड़ा हुआ है, you're good. That's it. They won't look into your other documents कि आपके employment में क्या करते हो, कुछ दिखाओ, कुछ नहीं मांगते हो. Until unless you're extremely unlucky and they're going to ask you for all the documents, majority of the times they won't ask you for anything. Even वो बैंक स्टेटमेंट भी नहीं मांगते. They just look you eye to eye, see exactly कि हाँ क्या करने जा रहे हो, they'll see it there.
Yeah, so
they're well trained. So they know exactly कि they'll look into your eyes and see कि आप genuine हो कि नहीं हो.
Yeah. Because they do it on the daily, right?
क्योंकि when I prepare like applicants for US visa, I tell them कुछ ना करना. बस 2-3 चीजें अवॉइड करनी है. ये अवॉइड करना है. if आपका ऑफिसर इज लुकिंग इनटू योर आईज, लुक राइट इन द आईज एंड सी कि यस हाँ मैं आपके एहसान नहीं कर रहा. आई एम गोना स्पेंड मनी इन योर कंट्री, सो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग देयर. और इफ फॉर एनी चांस कि आप लोग मेरा वीजा रिफ्यूज करते हो, आई एम स्टिल ओके.
Okay.
इस कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आपने यूएस के इंटरव्यू देना है, आंखों में आंखें डाल के इंटरव्यू देना है, 95% आई कैन अश्योर यू आर गुड.
Okay.
But if you do this, you're done.
I think the majority of the people who get confused, English is not their first spoken language also, so they
Nope.
just get intimidated in general.
They give you a translator.
Okay.
You can always go for the Urdu interview.
Oh.
उसमें कोई मसला नहीं. लोग उसमें भी हिचकिचाते हैं कि नहीं हमने उर्दू इंटरव्यू नहीं लिया, हमें इंग्लिश नहीं आती है. That's fine. नहीं आती, it's okay. आप उर्दू में उनसे बात कर लो. You always have a translator there. गलती वो लोग क्या करते हैं, just to impress the officer,
They try to speak a language that they're not very comfortable in. Yes.
Exactly. So they have a translator for a reason. Like not everybody is fluent in English. That's fine. You always उर्दू ले लो, उर्दू में बात कर लो, वो ट्रांसलेट करके उसको बता देगा. And most likely the officer knows Urdu as well. Yes.
Yeah.
पर वो हमारे के होता है कि नहीं हमने इंग्लिश में बात करनी है, टूटी फूटी इंग्लिश आ उ के साथ बात करते हैं, and then they're like okay they're not confident enough and they get a refusal.
Yeah.
So US is a very good destination जहाँ पे you don't actually need a consultant or an agent or anyone for the visa. It is a DIY.
It is DIY. Okay. Ali, when we are hiring immigration consultant or a travel agent, what are the biggest red flags that we are supposed to look out for?
हो जाएगा. सबसे पहले फॉर एग्जांपल कोई आपके पास बंदा, आप किसी बंदे के पास जाते हो एंड यू लाइक अच्छा मुझे फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक यूएस का अप्लाई करना है, सर हो जाएगा, कोई मसला ही नहीं है. 100% जो आपको 100% गारंटी दे रहा है, जो आपको किसी किस्म की गारंटी दे रहा है, वो इट्स अ रेड फ्लैग.
Okay.
Why? Because I'm not the one to process your case. You're not the one. It's a case officer from that embassy who's processing your case, and nobody can influence them. Nobody can influence them. Why? Because, for example, even if you call an embassy, you ask for their name, they would not tell you the names. It's just a number they go by mostly. ठीक है, and they're not entitled to share any information. तो लोग जो कहते हैं मजे की बात, I met a consultant. मेरे पास एक केस आया कि फेज 5 में एक पीछे कंसल्टेंट बैठी हुई है और शी इज लाइक कि मैं हर 2 हफ्ते के बाद अबू धाबी जाती हूँ, मैं एम्बेसी में जाके अपनी फाइल्स निकलवाती हूँ, मैं उस पर अप्रूवल के स्टैंप्स लगवाती हूँ और फिर मैं वापस आती हूँ.
Okay.
एंड पीपल आर एक्चुअली बाइंग हर स्टोरी. यस, कि वो कनाडा के वो तो लगवाती है, वो तो कहती है मैं हर 2 हफ्ते के बाद जाके मैं अपने वीजाज लगवा के निकलवा के फाइल्स निकलवा के वीजाज लगवा के आती हूँ.
Even though that part just does not exist.
Exactly. Nobody knows where your application is. ठीक है, who's handling your application and nobody has access to it. But people are buying these stories कि हाँ या वो आंटी जाती हैं करवा के आ जाती हैं. तो red flag. If somebody is saying कि I can influence your application, no, they cannot. Again a red flag. Done basis. कि लग गया तो लग गया, नहीं लग गया तो आपने हमें 10 लाख रुपए दे देने, नहीं लगा तो आपने हमें कुछ नहीं देना. It's a red flag. Why? Because again, you are spending X amount of hours on their application, you should be charging for that. Okay? If I spend like 10 hours on your application, I charge you appropriately, irrespective of the outcome of the visa. Basically, contingency billing, that is not allowed. कि अगर तो लग गया तो मुझे पैसे दे देगा, अगर नहीं लगा तो मुझे पैसे ना देगा. So your charges shouldn't be contingent to your success or the failure of the case. Number 1. Number 2, again, nobody can influence your application. ठीक है. Number 3, if a consultant, for example, ये दुबई शुबई और बाकू की applications निकाल दें, anyway, Shenzhen, Australia, UK, US, Canada, if a consultant is saying मुझे सिर्फ अपना passport ID दे दे, बाकी documents पूरे कर लूँगा, it's a red flag. They are faking your application. होता है क्या है, they fake your application, they put in fake documents, लग गया, attempt चल भी जाते हैं, लग गया, very good, नहीं लगता, you get a ban. Ban is on your profile. And you have to defend that ban for life. आप कहीं का भी वीजा अप्लाई करोगे, that will reflect. So just make sure कि अगर बंदा कह रहा है कि मुझे कुछ ना भेजने से अपना आईडी और पासपोर्ट भेज दे, बाकी मैं देख लूंगा, it's a red flag. When somebody comes to me कि कनाडा का वीजा अप्लाई करना है, send them a long list of documents. तकरीबन 19-20 डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं. I send them the list of documents. ये आप मुझे सारे प्रोवाइड करो. Once we are done, then we'll start the application. बेशक डॉक्यूमेंट्स को ज़्यादा मुश्किल नहीं होते हैं, but there is a list of documents they need to provide, and it should be coming from the client. Because they'll have the genuine documents. If I am fabricating something या मैं किसी चीज़ को बना रहा हूँ, that is bad on my part. क्योंकि I don't have, it's not my document, it's not my case. We always ask for the documents. अगर आपसे ये कि सवाल नहीं पूछ रहा है, again it's a red flag कि मुझसे क्यों नहीं पूछ रहा है, मतलब ये क्या यूज़ करेगा. And again, whatever your profile is, you are working a regular job, a normal job, you're working in a high-flying job, you're working in a government job, never change your profile. Just for the visa application, people do tend to change their profiles. Eventually, होता क्या है कि there are few countries like, for example, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Five Eyes, they share data. What happens कि आपने कनाडा की एप्लीकेशन में कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट बता दिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई एम अ हाई स्कूल टीचर, आपने अप्लाई कर दिया. 5 साल के बाद यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर यूके, In fact, you were an IT grad or maybe working in IT. Just for the कि मैंने एजुकेशन सेक्टर में चली जाऊंगी या चला जाऊंगा, आपने एजुकेशन वाला प्रोफाइल बना के, टीचर वाला प्रोफाइल बना के उनको सबमिट कर दिया. आपने 5 साल बाद यूके का वीज़ा अप्लाई किया. सिंस दे शेयर द डेटा, दिल गेट टू नो कि वहाँ पे आपने एज अ टीचर अप्लाई किया था. अब आप मुझे कह रहे हैं कि आई एम वर्किंग एज अ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर.
And people just don't know that because they think it's a different destination.
Exactly. They usually assume कि कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कोई डेटा शेयर नहीं होता, but these 5 countries share data. So for example, if you have a different application there, you have a different application there, you will get a ban.
And you'll get a ban from both.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and misrepresentation, basically it's misrepresentation. तो for example, कनाडा का लग भी गया, आपको यूके वाला बैन कर देगा for the next 10 years. And then you're applying again or renewing your visa for Canada, वहाँ पे आगे आप दोबारा रुक जाओगे because you have a ban from UK. So never misrepresent. Point. सच बोलो, कोई मसला नहीं है. लग गया नहीं लगा, क्या हुआ, कहीं और चले जाओ.
Yeah.
हाँ.
At least सच तो बोला होगा ना. You can
हाँ.
of course reapply on the same grounds.
Exactly. मतलब if you have your grounds clear, क्या मेरे पास पैसा भी है, मेरे पास. अच्छा, मजे की बात, just to clarify, आप कभी भी वीजा अप्लाई करते हो, you have to justify 2 things. जाना है क्यों है, वापस क्यों आना है.
ठीक है.
If you have all the reasons correct, मैंने जाना, for example, if I'm going for my honeymoon, you have a clear reason, you have a booking stay, आपने Disneyland book किया हुआ है, you booked a cruise, you have booked your flights, itinerary आपकी ready है, you booked your hotels, जाने का reason clear हो गया. वापस का reason आपने क्या होता है कि for example if you have a job है, both of you have jobs here, you have pets here, you have your family here, you have your aging parents here who are dependent on you. आपको वो सब कंस्ट्रक्ट करके प्रूव करना है कि yes I have a lot of reasons to come back for, I have property है, मेरे पास यहाँ पे बैंक में गोल्ड पड़ा हुआ है, मेरे पास पैसा पड़ा हुआ है. A lot of people, जो कि a very strong point है, इसके ग्रेचुइटी होती है आपकी. Someone has been working in a company for the last 5 years, 7 years, उनकी ग्रेचुइटी होती है. They have gratuity, they know. They do never take out the statement. Go to your employer, ask for the gratuity statement and show. अगर मैं भाग के चला गया तो this is what I'm losing.
I would never do that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a good tip. आप ग्रेचुइटी स्टेटमेंट अपनी लगाओ, अपनी प्रॉविडेंट फंड स्टेटमेंट लगाओ साथ कि दिस इज व्हाट आई एम लीविंग बिहाइंड, दिस इज व्हाट आई विल कम बैक फॉर. बट फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू डोंट हैव अ प्रॉपर्टी इन योर नेम, दैट्स फाइन. 24-25 साल 26 साल में यू डोंट हैव यूली, तो दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव कि मेरे पास ये एसेट्स पड़े हुए हैं, मेरे पास घर है, माय पेरेंट्स नीड मी. यू एक्सप्लेन योर स्टोरी कि फॉर एग्जांपल माय पेरेंट्स दे नीड मी फॉर देयर, किसी की तबीयत खराब है, आई हेल्प देम डे इन डे आउट, सो आई हैव टू कम बैक फॉर देम. आपने जस्टिफाई करना है व्हाई आर यू गोइंग देयर एंड व्हाई वुड यू कम बैक. Simple.
And when you do that, your visa will get
Exactly.
approved. Last question.
Yeah.
If somebody watched this entire episode and you want them to remember one thing, what would that be?
Plan. You always plan your journey. You're going for honeymoon, you're going for your studies, you're going for a visit somewhere, or you're looking for a PR. Always plan your journey. Once you plan, you know exactly where to go. Don't follow Instagram blindly. कि ये visa लगवा रहा है. They are flashy. They have, for example, people who are like putting their material out, influencers वो use करते हैं तो they are flashy, they can do it for you. No, always do your homework. For example, in case of Canada, look for the RCIC because they are authorized to work on your application. If you're looking for example, a visit visa, go to a better agent. अच्छी कंपनी के पास जाओगे, they'll get your visa sorted. सस्ता रोए एक बार, that is true. You go to a सस्ता person, they get a refusal, you're done. You go to a licensed professional, they will charge you a little more, not a lot more, but for example, there are few consultants who are charging like an arm and a leg. Don't go there. Look, do your homework. Again, do your homework, plan it out, do your research, go to the right person and get your documents done and plan it.
And I will have 2 cents to add to it for people. I have a lot of people applying around me as well. Don't be desperate.
Yes.
It's okay if you can't do it at this
Take your time out.
आप उसको proper basis के साथ apply करो. You can always reapply. Exactly. Sometimes I've told people, do you know that you can reapply? And it's like a new information is just hitting them. They're like, oh, हमने तो ये सोचा ही नहीं. Because you were desperate, you were going to people who are making you fake promises, you are misrepresenting your documents, and you are actually the cases that where you can reapply, your percentage for reapplication is going down. It's okay if you can't go at this time.
And there's a point to it. For example, if you know your merits, if you haven't faked anything in your profile, you can challenge the decision.
Yeah.
For example, even in UK, you can always go and challenge the decision of the case officer. Okay, my merits were right, my documents were right, it's mistake at your end. Canada, you can always go for a judicial review, even for a visit visa application.
Oh.
Yes, you can go for a judicial review. Okay, I had the right reason to go. I have proved it. I have all the reasons to come back for. It's a case officer's mistake that they did not view my profile correctly. So I want a judiciary to get into it and sort it out. So you always have your points there. आप उसको हमेशा check कर सकते हो. You can always reapply. You can always ask them to check it again. So, but if your bases are correct. Take
Okay,
care.
Ali, where can people find you?
You can always find me in Lahore. Mostly I'm here. My office is in Phase 5 Lahore. Gloria Jeans dekha hoga on the main Phase 5 wali us pe, second floor of that. So
Okay.
I'm there. You can most welcome. Come anytime.
Okay, and where can people find you on socials?
Socials, we have multiple channels. Askali.ca, basically Instagram, Askali.ca. Reach out to me from there. You can go to the website. Information rakhi wahan pe, but yeah, Insta is more active.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ali, thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.